I think there's something that could hypothetically be nice for the future of Zebec. And what is that? As we all know, Zebec, it's part of the Circle Alliance. And not too long ago, Circle, they posted on X that today we introduce Circle Gateway, a new developer service that enables a unified USDC balance for instant cross-chain liquidity. Now, again, why is this amazing, right? It's because allegedly this maximizes efficiency, no more pre-funding or rebalancing across chains. There's also allegedly effortless scalability, or should I say more specifically, it does say scale effortlessly, but again, I'm just paraphrasing. It says to serve demand on multiple chains with one integration. There's also, non-custodial users retain full control and can withdraw permissionlessly. And it says coming soon to AVAX, Avalanche, right? Also the Base Network and Ethereum testnets in July. Why do I think this could be good? It's because, again, Zebec, it's part of the Circle Alliance. And allegedly, right, not too long ago, Zebec made a post on X, and it said that they are proud to be a certified member of the Circle Alliance program, and they say how Circle Ventures was one of the earliest backers, and USDC powers our entire product suite, from Zebec cards to payroll, which I think, again, is very interesting. It says that with Circle holding a significant amount of ZBCN, they say how they're working to make USDC the default stablecoin for real-world payments. I mean, let's just let that sink in. We have to consider kind of the ties that Circle has to Zebec. Allegedly, they hold a lot of ZBCN. Zebec, part of the Circle Alliance. Circle, one of the early backers when it comes to Zebec, again, allegedly. So, isn't anything kind of benefiting Circle maybe gonna somewhat trickle down a little bit to something like Zebec? Not to mention Circle is publicly listed, which was a major victory according to many people, because after all, Circle is the creator of USDC, the stablecoin. USDC, according to many people, is their number 2 go-to stablecoin behind USDT. So when I take a look at something like Zebec, I like it, and I think this could hypothetically be nice for its future, because as Circle gains more attention, as it does more things, I think people might pay attention also to something like Zebec, maybe. However, only time will tell. So when people like to say, oh, Zebec, it's just this watered-down version of Ripple and Stellar, well, maybe not too long ago people did view it as that, but now I think it's beginning to kind of spread its wings and kind of showcase that it really isn't just kind of some random gimmicky project, because I don't think it is. It's focused on AI-based PayFi. It's focused on RWAs. Keep in mind, RWAs is a pretty big narrative as of right now. A lot of projects out there are already focused on AI. But then RWAs are beginning to become a big narrative. I mean, just take a look at something like Ondo, which is pretty much focused on RWAs. Look at how well that's doing, despite the altcoin space not being the best. I mean, it has a pretty big market cap. Let me explain RWAs real quick, because RWA stands for Real World Asset. And let's say we take a look at RWA tokens. They are digital representations of physical assets on the blockchain. This can be for markets like real estate, art, bonds, stocks. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, but I'm just saying. So I think RWAs could be a pretty good narrative moving forward. So I like how Zebec is focused on that. Zebec is also focused on payrolls, which I get it. Some people may be thinking, oh, who cares about that? Well, not too long ago, Zebec made a post on X as well, and they were saying how it was kind of along the lines of showcasing the $11 trillion payroll market. I mean, that's pretty massive, allegedly. I mean, just take a look at, for instance, when it comes to Zebec, I get it. It probably hasn't made the biggest impact on that because, for instance, back in May, it was reported that Zebec's monthly volume for payrolls was around $40 million. So it's not like it's that massive. I mean, that's a very massive figure in and of itself, but in the grand scheme of things, again, when we consider the market and whatnot, it's not really that massive. But I like how it's at least... What I like about Zebec is that the community is good. I think they're very passionate. I think ZBCN has pretty decent exchange listings, even though it could be better, but I like it. And now I feel that compared to when ZBCN was having that good rally, I think there's more things to grasp onto when it comes to Zebec, because take a look at Gatenox, right? Zebec acquiring that and quite essentially being more focused on compliance, arguably I would say through that. They also acquired something called Science Card UK, quite essentially through that they're focused on education. Take a look at them, making posts about the team and whatnot, right? The advisory team also. So I like how Zebec is at least doing something, they're updating, and I don't want to give up on it. Let's say ZBCN were to go, to the price of 10 cents. That is around 30x from here. Market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply, around $8.5 billion. But even though people are like, oh, it had a major pullback, take a look at how well ZBCN did not too long ago without much to really grasp onto. Now that it has more to grasp onto, what would it do if the markets, let's say, really did wake up? Only time will tell, but let's say hypothetically maybe doing better than before wouldn't surprise me. And also, people like to complain about the Zebec cards and all this, but really, the Zebec cards, they're powered by MasterCard. I mean, that's very famous. Also, allegedly, the Zebec cards, right, they support multiple blockchains. Like, for instance, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, take a look at Solana, which is, of course, very famous. Take a look at even Base, right? Base is Coinbase's layer 2, so that's very famous as well. I mean, there's some others, but I'm just saying this is kind of, I don't think a bad thing when it comes to Zebec. But ultimately speaking, whenever ZBCN hypothetically does decide to wake up again and have maybe a recovery, that exact moment in time, I will not be able to know that because I cannot take a look into the future. But I can only control myself, so I'm going to be holding, waiting, and that's it, because I believe in the project, so I'm going to be waiting and not worrying about things that are beyond my control, because whatever happens to the markets, what happens to ZBCN, that's beyond my control. I can only control myself, and in the meantime, I'm just going to be focusing on Zebec and just holding. That's it. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I would greatly appreciate it. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.